Was getting some mold and mildew on that. I have had a casualty. I don't have a solution for this. Hello everyone and welcome to the video. Well, the time has finally come after 4.5 months of house sitting and dog sitting for my sister. It's time for us to hit the road again. So if you're new here, I'm Brenna and this is Abby. And I moved into my van back in September 2020 and we spent 20 months living in the van full time and traveling around Australia. I have spent the last 4.5 months house sitting and dog sitting for my sister, and the time has come to put the van back together and to hit the road. I have a few repairs to make before I can load everything back in, and I'm going to do a quick video with you of everything that I need to do. I've made a list of everything that needs to be done, and some will be done today and some will be done tomorrow. And this is my supervisor, just making sure I do a good job on everything. I noticed when I was emptying the van that this basket is a bit loose, so I'm just going to put a zip tie on it. And that is the first job done, ready to be ticked off. Okay, next job is to replace the back panel. So what was happening was there's a bit of a gap on the back door, and when the wind and rain is at the right angle, it was coming in and the plywood was getting wet. And I was getting some mold and mildew on that. So I've got some exterior house paint and I have painted the whole front panel that faces me and just the edges of the back panel so that now it should be kind of waterproof. And yeah, hopefully I won't get any mold or mildew if it does get wet. All right, let's put this back on. This is going to be very satisfying to do this. So nice now. Wow, my first piece of painted wood in the van. I have had a casualty, however, and my tripod just broke. So I'm going to try and film as much as I can by holding my hand, and then I'm going to go out at lunch to get some sushi and I'll get a new tripod and we can continue with van restocking. Okay, we can cross the next one off the list. Replace the back panel. So next on the list is to re-glue the rope trim, and this has been pulling down because my string lights hook through the hooks there and it's been pulling it down. So I have a solution for this. I think I'm going to add an extra hook in the ceiling, which is next on the list after I re-glue the rope trim. And I am heating up the glue gun as I speak, so hopefully that'll be ready in a second. Now that I've re-glued the rope trim, I'm going to add a hook up here so that I can put the string lights on here instead of the other little hook that was pulling the rope trim down. All right, let's see if we can get this in without drilling first. Nope, not gonna work. I'm just gonna use one of these screws. All right, another one off the list, done. Now this next one, the insulation in the cab, I actually don't have a solution for this, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do. So when I put the insulation up on the ceiling here, when I was in Sydney, we had taped this here, but it's not, the tape didn't hold up, and this is to stop the condensation from Abby when she's sleeping in the front. So I don't have a solution for this, but if you're watching this video and you have a solution for how I can get this to stay up, can you please let me know in the comments or send me an email? My email's in the description below. That would be great because I cannot think of how I'm going to do that. So just then when I was talking to you on the video, I remembered that I had this cloth tape that I used to use to repair my horse's rugs. So I went and grabbed that and I've put it up, and it's not the prettiest thing you've ever seen, but it's pretty sticky tape, so I'm hoping it will hold at least for a little while. But again, if you can think of a better solution, please let me know in the comments. Next on the list, tighten all the screws. That's one thing about traveling in your van, and I go like down a lot of bush tracks that are pretty rough and corrugated roads, so screws can come loose. So I'm just going to quickly go around with my drill and make sure all the screws are nice and tight before I actually restock everything. Okay, tighten all screws, done. Next one is deep clean. So I need to do a big clean before I do anything else, before I start restocking. Before my deep clean, I'm going to have lunch, and I'm going to go get sushi, and I'm going to go get another tripod. I think I'll be going to Kmart. All right, this is the life of a YouTuber, I think. Okay, here we go. Well, it's the next day. Turns out yesterday afternoon took me a lot longer to go get lunch, go buy a new tripod, which you're sitting on now, and I had to do laundry and food shopping. Anyway, we finished yesterday where I left you off with lunch, and now we're about to deep clean the van. So I have my bucket, I have my cleaning solution, and let's give this van a really good clean, and then we can put everything back in. Let's go. List now, I'm going to jump to seat covers and then rehang the curtain, and then I'm going to put everything back in the van before I replace the fly screen on the side door. All right, let's do the seat covers first. Hello again. Well, what's been 2 seconds for you has been a whole week for me. So Abby and I have now been back in the van for a whole week, and I'm very happy to say that we did fit everything back in. And I want to share with you a few of the things that I rearranged so that I could get better use of them. It was really good to pull everything out of the van. I could really think then about where I put things as to where I wanted to use them. There were a couple of things that I weren't using, like my table, mostly because it was really difficult to get to. So I'll tell you what I've changed. The first thing is I have moved everything for the awning to, it used to sit behind Abby's seat and now it sits underneath her seat, because I have bought 3 new tripods, 2 regular tripods and one with a ring light, so I can make better videos for you to watch, and they now sit behind the front seat, so that was really good. The other thing I did was to make room for my table. I moved all my tools to the very front of the van because they're the things I access the least, and because they sit behind the power station, they're a bit awkward to get to. So I've moved those right to the front, and it made some room underneath the bed. I've moved other things down the back, and I now store my table at the back with my folding chair. So now it's really easy to get to, and hopefully I will be using that a lot more. The other thing I found was I used to keep a lot of food in the bottom basket in my sort of food cabinet, and it was really difficult to get to. The dirty laundry bin always sits there. There's usually stuff on top of there. It was really awkward to get to any food in there. So I put the protein powder that I used to store under the bed in there, which I only need to restock about once a month. And now I keep the food in the blue bins just underneath the bed, and they're so much easier to get to. And yeah, that was one of the best decisions I ever made. Really, really easy to get to my food now. And I did finally finish fitting my fly screen. I didn't finish that until I was actually here, just finished it the other day. So I now have a brand new fly screen, which is really great, works properly. And yeah, everything now is pretty well done. There are two things that I crossed off the list, as you saw. One was to do the fly screens for the front side windows. So I did have fly screens that a lady very nicely custom made for me, but they got deteriorated with the sun, and Abby tore them when she was scratching them out the window, and I haven't come up with another solution for that yet, so I've just crossed it off. And the last thing is I want to fix the rust on the sliding door, and I have the spray cans to do it, but where I was in the area I was worried about getting spray paint on someone's car or something, so I'm going to wait till I'm out in the middle of the bush and there's no wind, and I'll have a go at that then. So that's it for this video. Abby and I have settled in very quickly back to van life, and we're loving it so much, and we're really looking forward to making some more videos for you. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye everybody.